he is on a platform where they have a certain way of that show going, then he's allowed to say whatever he wants. There are two FIRs, one in Mumbai, one in Guwahati. Cops have gone to Beer Bicep's house. They have also gone to Habitat where the show is shot, and then there are people are burning flyers of Samay and Beer Bicep.
Imagine the joblessness for you to make this the priority of your life for the last 72 or 24, 48 hours.
Hi guys, welcome back to This Is Not a Podcast. We have a very special guest here.
Joby Johnson.
Hey.
Yeah, Saria for 1 second. Saria for 1 second thought it was her, but it's not you.
I didn't even do it directly in there. When a man's there, I'm confused.
When my man is there, I'm not
Not
confused.
a second, not for a second.
Your man is very confused.
I bring the good vibes. I bring the good vibes for her.
I said something, oh yeah, your boy. See?
These guys have not shut up off camera. They've been
Yeah.
talking about pasta, burger, pizza,
Kiss
And-
me hungry!
There was like-
and dating apps.
and dating apps.
She was salivating right
Because-
here on the couch. There's probably like watermarks here somewhere.
Because both of them are on every dating app there is.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
We're trying to find each
Find
other.
me on one.
We're trying to find each other. It's playing hide and
On
seek.
every single platform.
We're playing hide and seek on all these apps.
But y'all don't need to find each other on the app. You know that. Right?
No, it's like
We live in a real world.
yeah,
So,
like play hard. No, not gonna let. No, that's not what I meant.
Okay, if you had to sell yourself on a dating app, what would your bio read?
people tell me I'm a great dancer.
There you go. Apparently, that's the one that caught on to everyone.
I didn't understand what she said. She said it in an accent.
People tell me I'm a pretty good dancer.
And
That
Saria,
you are.
you?
I don't know. I ChatGPT. I have no idea.
What is it?
What did
is your bio?
ChatGPT tell you?
I don't remember.
This is what is wrong with this generation that ChatGPT
Saria's
is.
bio will be: I'll eat my food, I'll eat your food, I'll eat everyone's food.
No, no.
Make me pasta. I'm yours.
Yeah, make me pasta, I'm yours.
Whose side are you on?
Apparently, the podcast.
How the dating app so far? Like, has it been working?
After your bloody stupid reel, not reel, what was it? The
Vlog.
YouTube vlog.
By the way,
I uninstalled.
talking to the mic.
Not required, baby.
Guys, go watch the vlog if you want to know how.
Yeah,
Saria's
sure. He's
first date
promoting the
was.
vlog again. See?
I mean, it's all associated with him. So
I uninstalled. Never not any.
And
Now
you were
people
downloading
who
Arike,
really
right?
wanna. Dude, I search for Hinge, I get Arike. And what was the second thing you told me?
that was the
Raya.
Raya, Arike.
schmooze.
Next.
That's because of your phone. Your phone thinks you can only get Arike.
Yeah, you have an Android phone.
Move on to an iPhone,
But the
baby.
Malayalis know the date.
Impossible.
Okay, Joby, what about you?
No, he's only
I don't.
Bumble.
I don't use any dating apps, man.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
I'm
We
serious.
saw your
You
today's vlog is about your dating app. Your
no, I
profile is
don't.
on
I
it, by the
deleted
way.
it all. I'm done. It's
Oh,
over.
you deleted
Okay,
it?
so
Yeah.
while you were on it,
Yeah,
how
while
were
you were on
things
it, what was
going?
He found me and he stopped.
Yeah, shut up for
I
a
saw
second.
her. I saw her, and I was like, "Oh shit! I gotta get out of here. I'm about to head out of here. Now.
I'm gonna check out.
I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna head out now. I got up from the sofa literally. I saw Sally. I threw the phone. No. I don't mean it. Okay.
Guys, for context,
Yeah,
can you guys calm down for 1 second?
Really sharp and continue.
They're like the kids in school
Yeah,
that
there's a-
really create havoc for a teacher.
I can't do it at school, so I might as well do it here.
I can do it anywhere, so I'm doing it here.
Shut up! So guys, basically Joby has been my childhood friend. We studied in the same school together called
friends?
Dawn International School. Joby also owns Dawn International School and he runs
Daddy.
Dawn International School right now. Can you stop saying daddy?
And it's not D-O-N Don, it's D-A-W-N
Yeah,
Don.
DAWN. Great school, great teachers, great management, and Joby is the head of everything. So you know your kids are having a great time. I don't know how much they're studying, but they're having a great time.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's guaranteed. The great time is guaranteed. Yeah.
Don't say that, dude.
Studying.
No,
Yeah,
it is
studying,
Negative publicity.
studying
No,
also.
Joby's stories are so wholesome because like you have an idea about what a school is like, and like usually the in the power dynamic,
management, yeah.
the management is supposed to be the worst in every school.
Yeah.
But in Joby's school, if you check any story of Joby's, he's just having fun with the kids.
You know, I swear to God, last week or whenever, I think last 10-15 days, you had put up some stories with students who had a farewell or something.
Yeah, we took them.
I
on a
couldn't
cruise.
tell who was the student, who was
Oh,
the
Joby J.
management. No, it
That's
looked
so-
like they were all having so much
Together.
fun
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Like, you know, you're not scared of the person who's dictating how your
Right,
school life is going
yeah.
to be, which is so cool.
This is so emotional.
Why?
Perks
Don't
of being a
do
good
it.
dancer.
No, but yeah, no, and it's so nice to hear this because this is what I wanted to show people, like how we are different from other schools and stuff.
What do you think Dawn is doing differently in comparison to other schools, especially now that we there has like been recent news where there's been a lot of mismanagement. So what do you think Dawn does differently?
I mean, so back when Dad started the school, it was the whole purpose of starting a school was to create a home away from home. So that was the philosophy. I mean, you know it. You were there in the beginning stages of Dawn, first 2 years. Classmate, by the way. My God. But yeah, we had. I mean, I've heard so much things from him, like himself, like every time we talk about school and all that. So it was about creating a family environment where kids don't have to fear when they come to school. They feel like they want to come to school every day. And when I took over a couple of years ago, it was trying to make sure that that whole philosophy stays by. But moreover, like bringing it into the current day and age of having fun with school, making sure your teachers, the students, all of us, we're all part of one big happy family. So like we're with them. I mean, you guys have seen my story, right? I'm there dancing with them. I'm there joking around with them. I'm there messing around with them.
Yeah.
Like they also joke around with me. They say stuff to me that I also take in the good sense. So it's all about making sure that everyone has that freedom of
That comfort.
comfort and freedom of being themselves.
Yeah.
But how do you strike the balance though? Like,
The thing is, like, see, from day one itself, I make it clear to everyone, be it staff or students or anyone, that I have a set of principles and discipline that I follow. So like for me, it's about you guys. I'm not saying like I'm like an army discipline kind of guy, but it's like how you look. Your appearance is one of the main things that distinguish you from the world. Like people, that whole thing, like people who judge you by how you look, that does happen
Yeah,
no
it's
matter
true.
what it
that
is.
is true.
Yeah.
So like I tell them like how you wear your uniform, how you behave, how you guys walk, your discipline, and all that stuff. That is very much important, and I have no compromise on that. That goes to everyone at school. So like they know that I take these things very seriously, and then it's the whole point is like you do all these things, you follow these things, then I'm all good. Have whatever fun you want. This place is your home. This place is like your sanctuary. Be who you want to be. But these are certain rules and regulations that they know that if they don't follow, then I will get upset about. And then, I mean, they
What
know.
happens when you're upset?
My face.
Salia,
I'm trying to understand.
are you trying to seduce him?
No! Tell me what happens when you're upset.
What happens when you're upset? Saria's getting turned on.
I want rubbish!
Saria's like, oh, a different side of Joby.
You don't need no dating app. After today, am I dropping you back home
Guys,
today?
I'm quiet now, okay? I'm not gonna talk one word. Continue, bitch.
Oh, wow. Everything is
When he gets upset, he takes them to a room and
Disciplines
disciplines
them.
them.
Oh, you know it better, right? Yeah, continue.
No, I mean, the thing is, like, I've established that emotional connection with them. So that's like with all my students. Mostly, I'm more attached to the senior students. But because I attach that emotional connection with them, they tend to try and make sure that they don't break those rules.
Yeah.
And if they do, then like what I do is we call them. We call them to the office, or like if I meet them somewhere outside, then I tell them like, see, what you're doing is not right. I told you very clearly from day one that this is what it is.
Yeah.
And they take it very seriously.
In 99% of the times, yeah, they do.
Have you had to repeat? Like,
I've had to. Yeah, there are moments. Obviously, there are some students who will not listen, but at the same time, it's not got to a point where I've had to take that serious, drastic action or whatever. I mean, the worst thing you do is what you call the parents and tell them.
Yeah, I feel like what you've done is taken the power dynamic away and made it a very, I think,
maybe given it a different angle, right?
yeah, I
you
think
can
you've
also
made
manage
it
it
a
this way.
personal sort of
Yeah.
equation with your students, right? Where they can
Yeah.
come and tell you anything about their lives and you can sort of counsel them, guide them.
I mean, so the thing is, we have a policy at school that if at any point, I mean, you guys know in most schools, if you want to meet the principal or something, you have to go to the
there's a
reception or
channel,
something, take an
hierarchy.
appointment. You have to like find your way through
Yeah.
the, as she said, through
It's
the
not an
hierarchy.
open door policy.
But us, I mean, like, you've been to Dawn. You've seen how our school is designed. Our principal's office is kept right there in front center. So the policy is that, see, if there is something that your teacher or, your friend or whatever cannot help you with, our door is open. You don't even have to knock. That is not actually something that I started. That is something Dad started. And this was one of Dad's main policies back when he was looking after school. He was like, the door is always open for you. Don't knock. If you have any issue, any concern, come and talk to us. We're always happy to help. And that applies to our students, that applies to our staff, anyone.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing we reiterate every single day.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the major setback of that? Like,
The thing is, nobody, it's not been a setback. Nobody's taken advantage of that situation. till
never,
now.
not once?
No. They always respect it.
Yeah. I think this is the thing, right? With when you give people the ability to do something and you put it in their hands to take action, they don't misuse
They're
it. I
responsible
feel.
for their own actions and
Yeah.
they feel,
Yeah. And it's, in my opinion, Dawn's a school that builds character and career. It doesn't compromise on either.
This feels like an ad.
Same here. I was
No, it's not.
Yeah, Sharman is talking as if this is an ad.
I don't think I've not said stuff like that till now. I mean,
No, I read that in a book yesterday. I just wanted to use it.
oh wow.
No, I feel like I studied in 3 main schools. But Dawn, like I studied in one school for like 7-8 years. I studied in Choice for 2 years, and I studied in Dawn for 2 years. But Dawn is the school which changed my life because it made me believe that I'm capable of doing things.
Yeah.
Like I remember, first of all the teachers in Dawn in our first year was so hot.
Dude, that clip, there's one podcast where you said this, and I watched that like 4 or 5 times just you telling that part.
Dude, we were in 6th grade, Sariha.
Seventh.
Oh, 7th grade, Sariha. I have never seen a hotter bunch of teachers in my life.
everyone, like everyone.
Everyone!
What exactly are you selling, mister?
I was a classmate. I was a
to
classmate
hire
only.
teachers was the pretty quotient was
Dude,
important.
so that too, we are like 13, 14-year-old boys, and like when Dawn started, we were only 7 classes, right? So we were in the senior most section. So it was me, Siddharth, Joby, and like we were, I think, 5 guys and 2 girls in the class. And every time so that's the first time we were meeting the teachers, and we all just wanted to impress the teacher. Like, I have never seen Siddharth. Siddharth is my cousin, by the way. You have seen him in an older episode. He was the most impressive person.
I can imagine.
Because he used to have a crush on this teacher called Twinkle Miss. She was a history teacher. Oh my god.
You remember? He's blushing.
course.
Look at him.
Dude, when Sharon and I started hanging out after a long time, we started checking LinkedIn and everything for these teachers.
Yeah. Because, dude,
Facebook.
we used to think, oh my god, they're so old. They were like 23, 24 years old.
Which
when
grade is this once again?
We were in
Even
seventh.
grade.
Grade 7. So, hottest teachers ever. Like, they were so good looking.
They made you realize you're capable of doing a lot of things.
No, not
Come
that
back
way.
to your point.
The
You come
act-
back to your point.
But actually, the person who made me realize
Jim sir.
Jim sir. So there was this.
You know, can I just say one thing before you move on? Every
Yeah.
time y'all have spoken about Jim sir, initially I used to think he was a teacher who used to take gym class.
Oh wait, that's the person's name?
No, his
J-I-M
name is
Jim.
not
His name is Jim.
James is his official name.
James is official name.
Yeah, James Laughlin.
So, out of the blue, in the middle of our academic year, we had 3 teachers come from the US. Like they were there because of whatever reason, I don't know exactly what.
They were settled in India.
They were settled in India, but like they joined our school. So there was Jim sir, Lisa, and Marsha Miss. And Jim sir like opened my eyes to a different world. Like he gave me so much confidence as a 13-year-old that I still have it. Like he just like he light a fire in my ass. Like it was so good. Like I felt like I was Harry Potter and he was Dumbledore.
Why? What exactly did he do?
Dude, it was the way he used to. First of all, in an Indian school system, there is a power dynamic, right? Like teachers, every time a teacher, like obviously it is attached to respect, but every time a teacher enters, you have to stand up and say good morning, miss,
Okay.
all that. Then there is also a dynamic that you're considered a bad student if you see if a teacher in the hallway and you don't address them first. Okay, it's all rooted in respect, but sometimes when you pay so much attention to respect, you forget that with respect comes like a certain level of fear,
and yeah.
there's a power dynamic because at the end of the day, teachers are also actual people. Like
Right.
our teachers were 25, 26 years old. Like we don't know Jack when you're 25, 26. We don't know Jack when you're 40 also. But like as kids, you don't realize that people in positions of power are also people.
Right.
They are also capable of making mistakes. They also have egos. Jim sir just came and I think changed our world because he was like a friend. He was like Amir Khan in Tare Zameen Par. Like it was incredible. Like I'm really good at like country capitals. Like it was because he took me out of class one day and he had a globe in his hand and he's like, today I'm going to teach you all the capitals. I'm like, I have class. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Today you're learning all the capitals. And like initially when you're learning, you don't know many capitals, right? So he'll be like, okay, tell me the capital of this. Like he'll look at the globe, he'll be like, tell me the capital of this. And it's how he builds your confidence because like you get one right and then he'll be like, oh my god, that's fantastic, that's amazing. And I'm like, I've never heard this like from any teacher. They're like, oh, you learned this in school. Oh, you learned this. Oh, who taught you? Where did you learn this? That is the attitude. But this guy, like, he really
He appreciates
changed.
it.
Yeah, he really
And not
changed.
just teachers. I feel like even when you go back home, for me this was the case. if I got 19 on 20, it would not be like great 19 on 20. It would be where the 1 mark go.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think the applauding when you actually get one correct is
Yeah, it actually makes a
required.
difference.
Yeah.
And it was also, I remember there was this teacher called Sheena Miss, who also she was a
I
computer
like how
teacher.
he remembers everyone's name. Huh?
And I was very close to her. She was very chilled out. Okay, I thought she was very chilled out.
She was pretty.
No, she was normal looking. I don't know why we are. Okay,
I was
and
wondering
I used to
whether-
have a crush on this girl called Ashley. And
Ashley.
yeah, Ashley and Ashley also used to have we used to like each other. Like
It was
both
Are
of
you
us.
still in touch with her?
It was Ashley's,
no.
It was Ashley's birthday yesterday.
Really?
Oh, he's still in touch with her.
Yeah, we follow each other.
So we liked each other, but this is 13, 14. There's nothing. Like,
Right.
But
Cool, yeah.
Sheena Miss found out. Sheena Miss broke my heart because she took me to the side and she said, "Sharan, stop all this. You're a very good student. You're one of the class toppers. Like you need to stay away from all this. You can't talk to Ashley anymore." And I still remember sitting in computer class and it broke me. I'm like, what? This is the person I looked up to, and she's telling me, no, you can't do this. And I remember, I think I was so close to her, and also I'm very close to my parents. So I was going to ask my dad to send her an email saying Sharan can do whatever he wants in school if he likes someone. And
Okay.
as I was going to do this, I saw Jim sir in the hallway, and Jim sir was like, "Why do you look so sad?" So he's like, so I said, this happened. He's like, "Bro, just do whatever you want, man. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just because she said that doesn't, like, you like whoever you want, go for it." And then it made me realize that it's okay. Like, you're 13, 14, your hormones are there. You want to like someone, you like someone. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hide it.
But that's also perception. That's the way you take it also. Not every students take that kind of
starting to-
freedom or take that kind of, interaction the
I
same
feel
manner.
like it depends on how, like, for instance, when that Sheena Miss told him you can't do it, that forbidden thing becomes even more like.
Yeah, precious. And you want
Yeah.
to get to know, more about it.
But whereas when you give them the option that, okay, Shan, you can do whatever you want to do, but remember at the end of the day, like, you need to focus on your
You
education.
have your
need to
priorities.
prioritize. Then you're putting the ball in his court to choose what to do, right?
Yeah, that's it. But
Also-
again, that's very debatable. No? So it also depends on how people take. Not everyone can take negative comment, for example. So the way he took the rejection was in one particular manner.
But that's also because he was that close to her. So when someone that
Right.
close, someone
Yeah.
that close is saying that to you,
Yeah, plus you have that support, right? Like, because there's this person who's way elder, like Jim sir was like, obviously, like, I think he was 50 by then. Like, you have that support, you tend to, like, do things in a different way. I feel like the best sign that a teacher is good is not when they elevate good students to become even better.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
it's
yeah,
when they
makes sense,
elevate
definitely.
bad students, bad as in whatever, they don't do so well academically, or they have, like, issues like character development issues, whatever. They make them into better people.
yeah,
And that's what he did. Like, when I joined Dawn, I remember, like, I used to get, like, terrible grades in Russia. And then this guy just came and, like, he's like, "You're going to change the way you're thinking. You are a good student." And the moment he said that, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a good student." And then I carried that forward for the two classes. I studied 7th and 8th in Dawn. I believed that fully. And I did really well.
Yeah.
Because
they
my
got like above
mentality changed.
90% for every.
Yeah.
The moment I went back to Russia, I was done. I was like, I'm a bad student again.
Yeah, no, there's this thing, okay? Basically, there's this island called Solomon Islands where, okay, this is actually a really good theory for students and teachers. So, in Indian schools, I'm not sure, I can only speak about Indian schools. What happens is teachers concentrate on the good students more because they want to show that so many students in my class are doing so well, and they don't concentrate on the students who would need that extra help, right? And in fact, what ends up happening is you tell those bad students, technically bad students, that you're just not going to do well in
Right, yeah.
academically. That's why you can't take science when you go to 11th and 12th, right? So there's this island called Solomon Islands where apparently what happens is when they want to clear land to make a building or whatever, they don't go and they chop off trees. What they do is they go to that place and then they just speak bad to the trees. After a few weeks, you'll see the trees start to wilt.
Oh,
It's the same theory, right? You
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
to a student
Yeah.
and you keep telling him you're not good for anything.
Yeah, right.
You have no aim in life. You have no purpose in life. That student's going to
They
believe
basically
that.
believe that and they're
Yeah.
going to become
Yeah,
exactly
like
here.
when I was growing up, one of the nastiest things I used to hear from my elders is, "You're good for nothing."
Yeah.
Like, it was stuck in my head. You are good for nothing.
Yeah.
And then this person comes and says, "You're not good for nothing. You're good at a lot of things, and you shouldn't." But you, like, because you're a kid and you think when your elders speak to you, that's gospel. Like, that's it.
Right,
That's
yeah.
fact. If they say, the people who love me say you're good for nothing, that means I'm good for nothing. But then there's a person saying, "No, you're good for a lot of things. You just need to focus on those things."
Yeah.
Then, it changes your mindset. Which is why I feel like there are no bad students. Like, when even right now, like, even though we're so advanced in terms of like therapy, emotions, and like looking at so many of those different things, people still talk about good students and bad students. I don't think there's any like
Yeah.
bad students in the world. Like,
Yeah.
if you can get through to that person, because he's a child, or he or she is a child, they're like 10, 12, 15, whatever, and you can get through to that person and actually understand them, gain their trust, you can make a difference.
Yeah. No, and I also think what happens is everybody has the same measure of success, which is not fair, right? Because different people have different strengths, different people have different aptitudes,
Generally,
interests.
I feel India is very competitive when it comes
It's
to
mostly
education,
academic
no?
though. It's everyone's focuses on academic achievements.
Yeah.
Like, it's very competitive,
That's
I feel.
because
See, I
for-
studied in UAE. My
Yeah.
schooling was all done there.
I'll tell you where the competition comes
It's not
from.
so, yeah.
For us, the competition is just because pure numbers. You have to compete because there are only so many seats in the best colleges of the world, of the country. You will have to be competitive because we are so many in numbers, and there are such handful of seats which are like considered good. Like, for instance, when I was applying and when Sharon was applying for college, or when Joby didn't apply in India, but we had, first of all, there are multiple quotas everywhere. Fortunately for you, if you fall in the quota, if you don't, you have to apply in the general category.
Quote on the basis of what? Marks? What?
Religion, caste, whatever.
Okay.
Right? I didn't fall in any quota. So for me, marks was everything. We don't have an application system where you convince a admissions committee that you're good for this course or whatever. For us, it's purely marks. So in the general quota, when I was applying to Xavier's, there were 20 seats. In a batch of 160, there were 20 seats. In that also, dude, I am telling you,
What was your cutoff? Some 99%.
I got 96.2 percentage, okay, in my 12th grade. I was the last person to get accepted in those 20. So you can imagine what the cutoff is. Delhi University cutoff was 99. And they take best of 4.
That is
There
crazy.
I was on the 4th
99?
list. Yeah.
What?
99%,
I wanted to-
best of 4.
I wanted to study in Xavier's. I got 90.2 in my boards in 12th. I couldn't, like,
Wasn't good enough.
it wasn't good enough. 90% wasn't good enough.
Yeah. LSR, I've gotten in on the 4th list. And my best of 4 was 98%. My best of 4 is 98, cutoff is 99. I'm on the 4th list. So you can imagine
But, like,
the
for
competition.
example, Xavier's, like, I had a friend who got, at the same year I got 90, he got 75%. He went because he's Christian, because there's Christian quota for
There's Christian
college like
quota.
Xavier's.
Oh yeah.
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 Xavier's Christian quota is massive.
Oh.
Dude, he got it with 75. I had
Yeah,
90 and they were like, no way.
Sharon's like, I'm
Dude,
changing.
You know the worst part? I got in at that 96.2. The first list, last person. They're still unwilling to give me the subjects I wanted, okay? I wanted economics and statistics. For sure.
Okay.
They were hell-bent on giving me sociology or something. And I said,
They
it's
give you
Why,
decide.
wait, don't you think they're real subjects?
no, it's not
I was
what
like
I
wondering
wanted.
whether-
Where is the sociology?
No, it's not
That's
what I
what she wanted. No,
Yeah,
she was
so,
very
yeah.
clear on what she wanted.
Because I wanted to be
I
in
just wanted you to say
academia.
something politically incorrect.
I'm not going to.
Such diverse. I mean, distinct. I mean, different paths.
Yeah, different parts. No, so I love sociology. Okay, for me, it's very interesting, but it's not what would help me reach where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in academia, study behavioral economics. It's a different thing that I'm not doing anything related to that right now. But so I remember having this argument while going there for my admission. They were like, "We can't give you stats. There are no seats left." I was like, "Bro." First of all, general quota. Second of all, you don't let me choose what subjects I want. It's okay. I don't want admission in this college. I was ready to take a gap year. And I had only applied to Delhi University and Bombay Xavier's. That's it. And I was dead sure my parents won't send me to Delhi. So I was like, it's okay. If I don't get Xavier's, I'll take a gap year. But I will not compromise on my subjects.
But you think in India they have so much value for marks because of this college
Quota system or what?
No, I think for us in India, it comes from the you can chime in. I don't know if I'm correct, but it comes from the fact that people who score higher are considered to be more intelligent than others. So that's why even when you choose subjects in 11th and 12th, people who get high marks are persuaded to take science, so you can be an engineer or a doctor. If you score low, you're in humanities,
But
right?
babe, if that's the case, then the quota system shouldn't be there at all, no?
The quota is
That's a whole different
that's a
conversation.
whole different thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation.
Quota is for, it's like tomorrow, if in like if Kerala, if people from Kerala go to the US and set up a university, it's like giving preference to fellow Keralites,
Oh.
right? Like you're trying to build your own
Yeah,
community
yeah,
first,
community
and
fir-
then like charity begins at home sort of situation is where the quota actually originated from.
Okay.
But I feel like marks are just the most useless way to determine someone's intelligence, right?
Okay, so according to you, what should it be then?
It has to be a, I feel all-round development in school is the most important. Again, I don't know why I am giving my opinion when we have
But
Joby
like,
over
but
here.
it's good to hear
but
these
is
kind
that
of
is that still the same? Like marks are the most important
Not as much though, is what I feel. Like I have
from our time.
Yeah, from our time, it was obviously marks. It's, I mean, obviously, like as she said, this whole career path thing is there, but it's also like socially how people perceive you as well is also very.
Yeah.
Like, families will also take into consideration, like, what will people think if you don't have good marks, or like, if you only got this much percentage or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember when I did. I mean, dude, I only got like 76% from my 10th boards. I was more.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I had a flawless 10 GPA.
I mean, I am, top of my batch for my undergrad and masters, but yeah. So.
Whoa, relax.
Yeah.
bro, relax.
Listen, after school, no one
Yeah,
cares
I
about
mean-
marks.
In college is where it is. But yeah, I remember like more than getting 76%, I was more concerned what people would think when I got that 76%.
Yeah.
Like what would my family go through? Like, did I disappoint them? Like, I mean, dad didn't care. Dad was like, you did your best. But I was more concerned, like, okay, his dad's reputation is going to get affected because of this.
Yeah.
Because he owned the school. I mean, and all of those things. So that is, but I've noticed, like, I tried to put it from like day one since I was there. I was like, I tried telling parents that it's not always about the marks. Like, everyone has different potentials. Everyone has different things.
Yeah.
Like, I have students who wanted to become chefs. I had students who wanted to, get into culinary and different things like this. And I pushed them. I told them, like, guys, like, I'm a hotel management graduate. I mean, probably 10 years ago, if you told someone about hotel management, they would be like, yeah, waiter, room service, all these things. But now, I mean, so that is also one person who can vouch for it as well. Like, the
The scope.
scope and like the level of the respect hotel management also has. It's a big thing because it's a big career. It's so many
It's a
different
massive
industries.
industry.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, it's not. People just think it's only hotels, but it's not hotels. Like, all of my batchmates, they've gone. Like, I have batchmates who are working in Tesla. I have batchmates who are like running their own. Events companies. All of these things. But so, I still remember that kid who wanted to get into culinary and wanted to be a chef. And I remember I told him, like, go home and talk to your parents and tell them that this is what you want to do. And they were like, no way. You have to do something either science related or, I don't know what he's doing right now. He left after 10th grade. But I remember him just coming and saying, like, sir, they're not allowing me. And
That is which year?
this was 6 years ago, probably. And yeah, and I remember I told him, like, if you want, I can talk to your parents. And he was just like, there is no point.
Yeah.
Like, you can go and tell them, then they still will be like, no, this
But
is
I
the route
think
that
this
you have to
also stems from the fact that we associate prestige with certain professions.
take. Yeah, that is it.
Like, if you're a doctor, if you're a scientist, if you're a lawyer, you'll just suddenly have so much respect for the person. Whereas if you go and tell them, I'm a chef, or I'm an artist, I work in the movies, I'm a content creator, suddenly you're just
Means
like
nothing, no?
automatically,
Demeaning yourself.
yeah, subconsciously you just think, okay, that
Oh, that.
it's
yeah.
a whatever profession.
Doesn't sit well in my head.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. When I was a lawyer, I was also wondering, like, what do content creators even do? Like, it's not a big deal. And then I started doing it, and my God.
Nah, I see the things you guys know, like, I could never do this.
Yeah, but
I
like,
would never have the patience for
I'm
this.
telling you, the perception is changing because I am doing it myself.
Yeah.
If I was just a consumer of content, I don't think my perception would have changed that
But
much.
is this a very Indian way of thinking?
I
or
don't
is
think
it
it's just
global?
Indian. I think it's global. Like, obviously, it's more so in India because we've come to the understanding that there are other professions other than being a doctor, lawyer, CA,
Right.
all of that. But I think it's a world over thing. Like, I know people in the West who have the same perception of those who are in like artistic fields and creative spaces.
I have noticed more and more parents nowadays who come to our school, like, they say that I'm not really focused much on marks. I just want my kid to grow up to be a good kid. Or then I want them to know that this is what life is and all that. So I'm pretty happy to see that kind of mentality has been
Shift,
setting
yeah?
in more.
Yeah. But I still don't understand, okay? Like, all of that is well and fair. But eventually, at the end of the day, if people don't have the means to send their kid abroad, you're going to have to look at universities in India. Universities in India are just looking at marks, right? Today, to get into a Delhi university, to get into a Xavier's, you still need that mark at the end of
Those
the
would
day.
be like all the like more prestigious universities, right? Wouldn't
Yeah, I mean, you always want to send your kid to the best
yeah, no,
schools.
I mean that's the thing. Like these guys, these kind of parents, what I'm assuming is like their priority is not probably to send them to the top places or do this. They want their kid to grow up as a wholesome person. So for them, it's not about sending them to the best college or the best university is what I feel. They just want they know that their kid can do this, and if the kid grows up in a particular way, learns what life is about at a young age itself, then they can take care of themselves. I've had parents who've come and be like, I don't care how much marks they get. I just want him to grow up and be a good kid. And then I have a business. He's like, I've made 300 crores. I know exactly what my business is about. So you just grow him up in the right way. I'll send him abroad and let him learn the value of life and let him come back and take over my business. That's what I just need him to be a global citizen. That's what he wants. So I guess it's the perception of how you do things.
Because at the end of the day, I'm contradicting myself, but I don't think Marx is a bad sort of judge of how a person would fare if they chose science or whatever. Because
Mark again shows how consistent you are.
not just that, it's like some streams require you to be a little more book smart,
Right, that's what, yeah.
right?
No, but
The kind of hard
feel
work you
like-
have to put in would be
I
different.
feel like you can't, but that's what, like, where is the middle ground? You can't judge. Like, I can take an example of like the US, right? Like, even in the best colleges, in the best universities, they have like sports quota, where the kids
Yeah.
just need to have bare
NFL,
minimum mark
I mean,
pass to
football
pass.
and stuff, yeah.
But they might be playing basketball or
Yeah.
Scholarships.
NFL or American basketball. Or,
Yeah.
American football. American football.
Bro.
I just want to be politically
What do-
incorrect, Shamli.
What is Indian?
Karma
What's
is a
Indian?
bitch.
What happens in Indian basketball?
They're not very good. That's what happens, buddy.
Continue.
Yeah, nothing happens. So, that's a more well-rounded approach to judging what a human being is.
Yeah.
Like when you judge, it's like judging a fish by its ability to
Climb.
climb like a tree. Like you can't, because the fish is not supposed to climb
Yeah.
a tree.
But then, just to interject here, now if someone is a basketball player and that's his profession and that's where he's headed, why would he need to take a science sort of stream, right?
No, that is just.
But that again,
Sometimes-
that's
sometimes
clarity. Not
somet-
everyone knows what they want to do in life.
No, but like even when I talk about streams, like the fact that you associate taking the science stream as people who are smart and commerce as in people who are in the middle and humanities are people who are stupid. Like that itself, that mindset itself should change.
Yeah.
Because if you take humanities, you might become the best sociologist in the world.
Absolutely. No, what I'm saying is sometimes the mark helps determine whether you will do well in a certain field, right? Like not everybody is predisposed to doing well at math, right?
Right, yeah.
Not everybody is good at biology, for instance.
No, that is there. I mean, this is something we do at school as well. Like if someone comes to our school, for example, for 11th grade admission, obviously we do check their mark list. And based on that, we will recommend them that
Yeah.
this is the path that is better for you. I mean, if they have lower marks in math or something, they will say like, maybe this is not your subject.
Yeah.
Or, maybe you should consider taking this particular
Yeah.
route. This is, it's not because we're trying to demean you, but we think this is the better option for you.
Yeah, because you may fare better when you switch up.
Yeah, but like the number of kids I remember in my school when we finished 10th grade and we were going to 11th and they were just pressurized into taking science by their parents because they couldn't like I was happy disappointing my parents all my life.
Your parents
Okay.
pressurized you for science?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the things.
I was
but
very
like-
happy with my dad that way.
Like-
My dad was overjoyed when I took commerce.
Yeah, yeah, but like I was
I had
happy.
no pressure.
Yeah.
Do what you want. It was,
Yeah, I was happy disappointing them, so I didn't like care if. But like I knew I didn't want to take science. Like I'm like I don't understand physics in 10th grade. What am I going to do in 11th grade?
Same. Chemistry was
Okay?
scared of.
Like who cares about Ohm's
math.
law or like what HCl and LCl or whatever the fuck match together and what they become? I don't
think
care.
there is an LCL, but okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
see how bad I am. But the amount of people who are pressurized into taking science and they don't. It's not one bad decision. Their entire 11th and 12th is fucked. Then their college is fucked. Everything's fucked.
See, it's fucked if they did that because of their parents, or when they do that for someone else.
Yeah, but most people
Understandable.
take science. Like there are so many
You're
kids
saying
who
that they
take
were-
science because
they,
of their
Yeah,
parents.
they did that. I mean, they all were screwed over because their parents made them do it.
Then there was another obsession with math. If you take math, you're automatically smart. I'm like, no, buddy, I'm going to take
The
informatics
day-
practices and look at Java and C++ for the entire.
Computer
I know it's
science.
never going to use. I know it's never going to be of
Commerce
any
and
use.
But
Computer, you took
honestly,
that?
can I say, I think math is the most important subject ever.
Yeah, I have
I
a calculator
genuinely
in my
think so.
pocket.
Yeah,
I don't-
exactly.
I don't
I
need-
think I'm
Wait, where do you use trigonometry now? Tell me this. I never
It's-
understood that.
No, all of that is a
Accounting-
stupid argument.
accounting over math
it's,
any day.
It's not about using trigonometry or not. It's like when you go into academia, for instance, you need math to create models. You think your financial models are made with
Yeah, but
basic
you-
math?
the
It's
people
advanced
who
mathematics.
don't like math shouldn't go into academia.
No,
They
but
will
the
not
thing
want
is,
to go.
once you eliminate math, you eliminate a lot of other
Options,
things
right?
along with it. That's why I say math is important at least till 12th grade. Beyond that, you don't want to take it in college, fine, fair enough.
Okay, auntie.
I dropped it in 10th grade. The
10th,
first thing,
same.
the first thing I did, I was like, I'm
Wait,
dropping
you
math.
did info.
Who, me?
What did you do? in
I
level
commerce
one?
computers.
I did no, so I did A levels, but I
Oh.
dropped math.
We
Oh.
don't need to show off, bro.
Yeah,
Just
please.
Calm down, bro. You have a school. I did A levels. I taught my undergrad, whatever.
Masters also, by the way, don't forget that.
You must taught masters also.
Yeah.
Damn,
University of Manchester.
that's crazy.
No, but yeah, I was so happy the day I dropped math. It was the first thing I did after I finished 10th. I was like, I'm done with this.
You know, I actually wanted to take humanities, but we didn't even have humanities in our school.
What,
Oh, yeah?
really?
We didn't recognize
Yeah,
humanities as a
even
stream.
my school.
What did you do?
Commerce with computer.
Kalas.
Alas. I don't want to work so much. I don't want to study so much. I was like,
Hey, what did you do
maybe
for undergrad then?
BBA?
Business administration.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody who doesn't know what to do does BB.
Yeah, that's so true.
That is
That is
BBA
so
is the new
true.
BCom.
Yeah.
The thing is,
BBA.
my
I
hotel
did
management
BBA.
degree is titled BBA.
No,
actually.
I remember someone asking me also, why'd you take BBA? Because I wanted to do MBA. And then what? Then I don't know.
I
did both, but no point.
I actually have students when I've asked them in 12th grade, like, what are you guys planning to do? Like, we don't know, probably BBA.
Yeah, that was me. That is me. The student is me.
But that's why, you know, I really like the undergrad system in the US. You get to experiment in the first 2 years with your
Majors.
subjects.
Even O
minors
levels,
and
I
all that
think,
stuff.
they're really nice.
Yeah, I did that.
Because I remember my friends in Westminster and all coming and telling me, you have an exam? So, bro, exam starts for them after 6th or 8th, if I'm not wrong. Until then, I don't know, some
Oh, this you're
system
talking
they
about
have.
school level.
Yeah, O levels in school, there is.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about like the American college level because I studied in the American system and like.
Where you dropped out after a week? That one?
no,
He
no,
did
no,
what?
that
This is
is-
the final one he
I did
completed.
what-
How many systems did you attend?
Yeah.
I did British once,
Indian?
Indian once, and then I did
American.
American. And American was the best because like I have, like even though I won't like did BBA, but it's Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. But you have like minor subjects
Yeah.
like history.
You can choose
Wait,
anything.
so your degree was BSc, wasn't it? Bachelor of
I
Science.
don't know, bro. I don't care. I never took my degree. Only. But like.
No, because I remember because I went to Singapore first.
You remember, bro? You topped the class.
And
Calm
no,
down.
man. Because, in UK now they call it BSc.
Ah, okay. I'm not
Bachelor of
BSc.
Science.
Bachelor of Science, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, I was more interested in the history class,
Hmm.
and you know, like American politics.
Yeah.
Like,
But in school you were interested in biology.
And the teachers.
I remember very clearly somebody running in reproductive class.
yeah, the reproductive class. Was
He's a
like
typical boy.
You know, the thing is, he was leaving early also back to Russia because he was the privileged guy in my school, but he was the privileged one. And
Yeah, Joby had the least.
yeah, I had the least privileges.
Joby
You know?
had to be the best kid because he was the chairman's
Like,
son.
yeah, dad is there downstairs. I might as well be the nice kid.
Like he had to be the best kid, but everybody else reaped the benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy would leave 1 month early to Russia, so he had a special exam schedule and everything, annual exam. And yeah, and I remember like so Sheena Miss was our biology teacher also. She was computer and biology. She was like some crazy level of genius.
But the
So-
teachers, they were so good, bro.
Yeah, and then she she tried to prolong it as much as she could so that Sharan could attend this class because he kept, I think at the beginning of the year itself, he wanted to learn this only. And then I remember there was a window, like, obviously, there's a window behind the whiteboard, and this guy was writing his exam. And he still has 1 more hour to finish the exam or something. But she starts class, and the next thing I see is like this blurred image of someone running
No,
from
please, Sharan.
behind.
Yeah, I think reproduction system is important to
He
learn.
finished his exam 1 hour early. He didn't even have to attend the class.
What new did you learn, by the way?
I didn't learn anything new, but like I just.
Period.
wanted
Dude,
to
you
know.
remember one of the projects even Siddharth did? The stool one?
Stool?
Oh, was it Siddharth? Like Siddharth came with a project for biology class, which was different types of stools.
Oh my god.
No, that's not me.
Yeah, it was Siddharth. And Siddharth, like different types of shit. And he put pictures also.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're constipated, when
Oh.
it's
Yeah, that's not me.
diarrhea.
But yeah, this guy came running and he sat in the class. He didn't have to sit in there. All just because she was teaching us reproductive system.
Yeah, dude. Like in some schools, they skip the reproductive
Chapter.
What?
chapter. Yeah.
Yeah, in some schools they're shy to talk about it. In some schools, when they have to talk about periods, they'll take the girls to a separate room and talk about it.
Oh, I studied in a girls' only school, so I wouldn't know what that is. But yeah.
So they just took
Girls
you
only
on to
school.
the-
Everybody is just
Everyone-
having periods all the time.
Everyone's in
Imagine
one room.
everybody's cycle is sunk.
Oof.
Hey, you did oof.
I'm just like imagining her.
Why?
She's just like this naturally. So
Also, cycle is sunk. Sunk is not the.
sink.
It's synced, you know.
Synced.
He had to find it.
He was waiting for it.
Yeah, he was.
Sharon's like, I'll go the longest without talking right now just to watch this.
Okay, so we were talking about school and how we have had different sort of experiences. Has any of you got bullied? Saria was the bully.
No.
You can see it in her face.
Never. Dude, never.
Saria bullies us now. So
That was very
Yeah,
nice,
dude. Before
children.
this podcast only, I got bullied by her.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Say
no.
something?
See there, that's bully.
No, 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 no.
Please say
Honestly, I have never been bullied,
Same.
nor have
Same
I
here.
bullied,
Same here.
because I was always being the new girl in school to have that sort of familiarity. But I know of people who have been bullied in different schools, and I know of a cousin of mine who was really badly bullied, and it's honestly just changed the trajectory of his life. He's now schizophrenic, and to an extreme, and it's all because of what used to happen to him in school.
Is it very normal or very common here?
It used to be common. It used to be
So-
normal. Like now you don't hear of it as much,
Mm-hmm.
but back in the day it was rampant. Like ragging was a right of way.
I thought that was only in college.
Even in school, especially boarding schools. Like when I studied in
Boarding
Kunur,
schools, I've heard.
when I
have no
was in
idea about
school
this.
in Kunur, I really badly wanted to study in Ooty. Okay, Ooty had the fanciest boarding schools at that time, and I really wanted to go there. But every time I brought this topic up, the only thing I was told was this is what happens in those schools, because it was so rampant. Like you would hear about people having to take rounds of school in like freezing cold weather without sweaters, without shirts and stuff.
So what does the management do at this time?
Like obviously all of
They're not
this is
aware of
happening
it.
without their
Okay. And nobody
Uh,
complains also.
knowledge. Nobody complains because you don't want to be the one who is shaking up a system like that, right? Because everybody just tells you have to do this for the first year maybe of your schooling and then it'll become fine. So back in the day, like you used to hear about it a lot more. I'm not saying it doesn't exist now. It probably still does, and we've heard of cases where it's persistent, but
I think back in the day, people just considered it a part of life.
yeah, like you wouldn't question it as much.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're going to college or you're going to a boarding school. I'm going to be bullied.
Yeah.
I'm going to be ragged.
like I've heard some horror stories. There was a friend of mine who, when I was studying in Russia, he went to boarding school. I think in the 8th grade for 2 years, and he came back and he told me once how, like he slept in the gutter
Oh my
What?
god.
because he couldn't go back. He couldn't go back to the hostel because they were bullying the fuck out of him, and they were looking for him all around the school. So
Why?
he hid in the gutter. He hid because they will target people, and then
The
if you don't-
newcomers, that is,
yeah,
right?
newcomers
Yeah.
basically, and the
Okay.
people who don't know the way of life there. And it's also like Shamli said, a rite of passage. Like the Indian culture is such that if you are a new person in a school or a college, you must get ragged or bullied, and that's culture because like. And everybody's excuses this. Like you
It
get
builds
ragged and
character.
it builds character, and then you become closer to your seniors.
Yeah.
Maybe don't fucking bully, and you'll still be close because you guys are all humans and nice people at the end of the day. But
No,
no.
that's a very generic statement. Not everyone takes it the same way, you know?
Yeah,
Not
that's
everyone
what-
takes it in the same way.
Yeah.
But, like I still remember my friend was like traumatized by this. I've heard about Shamli's cousin who.
Oh, yeah, I was ragged in my college too. Oh my goodness, don't remind me of that time. But, so, can I ask you something?
Ask.
This has never happened in your school, not once.
Bullying like this, no. I mean, so yeah, this was like one thing that we were actually discussing. Not just now. It's something we discuss once in a while. I've been very, I would say, blessed that way. That I've never had a complaint saying my students have been bullied or ragged. In all these years, like I've been in Dawn since I was 22 now, so I'm 38 years now.
And how do you ensure that? Do you think management plays a
So
vital role?
one thing is, see, our school is a small school. The whole purpose of keeping it a small school is for this reason. So we know exactly what is happening everywhere. As in, like, you guys have come, you've seen the building, you've seen how it's designed. I can step outside and I can see
Everything,
every corner
yeah.
of the building.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's all CCTV surveillance, the whole building and all that stuff. But moreover, the fact is, like, I can stand there in the middle dead and see what is happening. So, but like, the thing is, I also told our parents, like, so recently I got an admission from another competitor school, and that parent came, he wanted to meet me specifically. And he was like, Joby, I want to talk to you about one thing in particular, which is this whole bullying and racking thing that's been going on right now. And I was like, he was like, what do you guys do different over here? And I was like, our thing was, I mean, obviously the first thing I've told, not just me, our principal also, but we tell everyone, empathize. You have to empathize with the students. You have to put yourself in their place, not just them, even our teachers as well. I could be the strict manager or whatever who takes decisions being like for my own benefit. But whatever I do at school is always done in the sense that I try to put myself in the
Their
place of my
shoes.
staff or my
Yeah.
students. Because they're the ones who are ultimately going to be going through whatever I decide. So it's trying to make sure that they're happy, or like it's an environment that where I will be happy. And I know that if I'm happy, then they'll also be happy. Like vice versa. But in this case, like, why we keep it, see, Dawn has like 250, 300 kids right now. My entire plan is to close it off at 500 kids. I have told my parents that I don't want 1,000 kids or 2,000 kids because it's very difficult to manage one.
And you can't give personal attention.
Yeah,
to
exactly. So
everyone.
personal attention is the main thing that our school's philosophy is based on, the whole
Yeah.
family, personal attention and everything. So in that way, like, when you have that small community, it's more easy to build a relationship with the community,
Yeah.
with your teachers and your students. And ultimately what happens is when you tell them something, they are more likely to listen to it when you have that relationship. So like from day one itself, we tell them, like, see guys, zero tolerance on these kind of things like bullying, ragging and all of that. And because you're telling it from that, respect is not something that you've imposed on them. It's something that you've earned from them because of that relationship you have with them. So ultimately they start listening. Like, see, a couple of days ago I had my students were playing around in school. They were getting a bit like feisty and all that stuff, and I called them to the office and I told them, like, see guys, you can play and have fun and all that stuff, but this is not the kind of fun that you should be having. Like, when it gets to a point where probably somebody could potentially get hurt. And I didn't get angry at them. None of us got angry at them. I told them in a very serious way, in an emotional way, that I felt bad seeing this from you guys. And that boy came to me the very next day and he was like, sir, I'm very sorry that this happened from my side. It should have never happened in the first place. And our principal was on leave the next day. He actually sent her a voice message stating that I'm extremely sorry. It was never something that should have happened in the first place, and I should have made sure that it never happened. And it's not like we asked him to apologize. I didn't get angry. Nothing of that sort. But they understood that we were genuinely upset from that kind of behavior.
I feel like with you guys, it's not like you're commanding them to do something. It's
Yeah.
more of reaching and understanding that, hey, this is not cool.
Oh,
And so
okay, but
don't-
can I ask you something? Now, that is in your school, like specifically in your school,
Yeah.
right? Now, if I'm to ask you, if the school would say 2,000 or 3,000 students, how do you think the management could make a difference? In that case, they can only impose, right?
Yeah, I mean,
When the numbers are huge, like when the numbers are extremely high, this kind of relationship, one-on-one relationship, might not be practically possible. So then the only thing they can resort to is,
imposing.
yeah, no ragging or no bullying, etc. But again, when said no, a no is a no, and they really want to do something, right? They really want to do it. Where do you think this is coming from?
I think even when it's a bigger school with larger numbers, administering whether it's happening or not becomes hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you solve this
how do you
problem?
solve? What can be done differently?
See, I've never had the experience of being at that level, obviously, and I don't want to be at that level of such big numbers and all that. But this one, I mean, even when this, with all that's happening right now, when we had our PTA meeting last week also, one thing which we obviously emphasize in our staff meeting every week, is we tell our teachers that you guys have to make sure you build a bond with your students.
Right.
Because you're the first point of contact. I mean, see, what is your memory of Dawn? It is the teachers that were there. And primarily Jim sir, because Jim sir was your basically first point of contact. So you remember, I mean, more than the principal back then, more than any other teacher, you remember Jim sir. Why? Because he was there for you and you could go to him.
Yeah.
So it was that same thing that I told, I mean, like, not just me, our principal, like Rani ma'am, all of us, we tell every staff meeting is you have to build that bond with your students. In bigger schools, like, I assume this is the only thing, I mean, management, I will, see, even if I would reach 1,000 students, or if we ever plan to go to that extent or whatever, like, we've told our parents, even if we ever do that, we would be a separate school completely. We would like not run it as like one big giant school, because that's, again, we can't do the whole personal care and attention thing. But I will try my best, obviously, to go and be among the students and try and build that bond with all of them so that they know that, okay, sir cares about us or sir wants to know about us and all that. I get it that in 2,000, 3,000 kids it's very difficult. So that's where your staff comes into play.
Yeah.
No, I feel like, okay, for example, I mean, for starters, the incident we are talking about is Mihir Ahmed's situation,
Yes.
which happened in Global Public School in Cochin. Just to give people context who already don't know about it, he was studying, he's a 15-year-old boy studying in the ninth grade, I think. He was studying in GEMS in Cochin. He left that school due to some issues he had, but he wasn't like, it was not like he was expelled or anything. He voluntarily left. That's a decision his parents took. Then he joined Global Public School in Cochin, and he was uh, like ragged, bullied by his classmates. I don't know who all are involved, but to an extent where he decided that it was easier not to live, and he jumped from the 26th floor of his apartment um, to his death on Jan 15th, I think about 3 weeks back. And so
How
that's
old was the kid once again?
15.
so you guys, like, so that's why we're talking about this. So that's why we're trying to raise some sort of awareness. I feel like even when you guys are talking about like big schools, right? Obviously, there's no personal attention. That, I mean, the level of personal attention you require. Like, I understand. Like, when I was studying in Dawn, I studied in two big schools and I studied in a small school. The difference between those big schools and a smaller school is 100% the personal attention.
Yeah.
It is. I knew someone had my back. I knew something like that small incident with Ashley
Yeah.
and Sheena Miss. I knew I could go tell,
Jim
you
sir
know,
about it.
Jim sir, or
Yeah, or if something was happening at home, you knew you could come
Yeah.
to school and.
But I'm also in an environment where I'm very close to my parents, so I can go tell my parents. I feel like it's very important, especially in this current day and age of social media and like people judging you, and like when
The
we were
exposure they have.
exposure, yeah.
Yes.
Like when I was 13, and if I wore some ugly shoes when I'm going to school, I don't think I'm going to get bullied for this, because like nobody knew anything about shoes.
Right.
I'm sure 13-year-old kids now know, oh, this is the latest shoe. If I wear this shoe, they will maybe make fun of me.
Yeah.
People are so, like, kids are so hyper aware.
Judgy, yeah.
So I feel like it's important for every person, like every child, be it from the age of 5 to like maybe even 25, to have that one person they look up to, or one elder person they can have a conversation with.
But
Which
again, when large in numbers, don't you think
No,
fear
so-
is the only factor that might...
Of course, fear has to be there. Of course, it will be. It has, like, a school of 2,000 kids. Of course, some sort of imposing has to be there.
Right.
But I feel like each kid should also find someone who they can trust.
They can run up to, or they can...
Yeah, like, be it could be a parent, it could be an elder brother, it could be an elder sister, it could be a grandmother, it could be anything. Like if
You
a
can
person
confide in someone.
like, because kids, like, I could see the difference between me and like some of my friends.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is not like I was smarter, or they were probably smarter than me, they were better than me at everything.
Your relation with your parents, right?
My relationship with my parents, because I'm like, whatever happens, I have them backing me.
backing.
Like, I don't have any fear, and that backing is extremely important.
Yeah. Matters a lot.
Yeah,
So-
so I think this is the onus of the elder to build that confidence in a person. Like, it can't be me trying to find trust in someone. It has to be someone else telling me, hey, buddy, you can trust me.
That takes you back to parenting, right?
Parenting, your teachers telling you that, maybe taking you aside. Everybody has a favorite teacher at the end of the day, right? There's a reason why they're your favorite. Either they're able to communicate to you in a certain manner, or you've taken something away from them that has touched you, right? But I feel like the onus is on the elder to make you feel that way. Like, for me also, I went to a big school. The only reason I felt, I'm not a very extroverted person. I wasn't, at least back then. The only reason I felt comfortable every time I joined a new school was because my brother was there.
Oh.
So I knew my brother was 3 years my senior. No matter what happens, he'll still be a senior for my peers. So I had that sort of confidence for me. It
Okay.
wasn't the teachers, it was not my parents, it was my brother.
Like
Knowing
this
my brother was in the same
Protection
school.
was also there.
Protection was there.
Yeah, it is protection. Like, can you imagine what that child would have gone through in his last moments?
15 years old.
15
no.
years old. And like, I remember when I was in ninth grade, like, your emotions are volatile. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to talk to.
Yeah.
So many things are happening with your body. School is hard. And I feel like the saddest thing out of this entire situation is that I don't think that kid had even one person to talk to. which is why he took such a drastic step.
Yeah. Like there are so many reports coming out about his life at home, his life at school. And obviously we don't know what's true, what's
Right.
not.
Exactly.
But the only thing you can tell is that he actually didn't have anyone he could just go and tell that this is what is happening with me at home or in school.
Like I saw messages between him and his dad. So he was living with his step parents. So I think he was living with his mom and his stepfather, and his actual dad
Is in
is
Dubai.
in Dubai.
Dubai.
So there are two types of messages. One is him talking to his dad, who's in Dubai, where he's like, "Papa."
His dad there,
Yeah.
his stepdad.
Where he's like, "Papa, like I'm facing huge pressure at home. My mama doesn't like me. Like everything's bad. She thinks I'm good for nothing." Like you've seen those screenshots, and as a person who was in ninth grade once, I can relate to that. That is like. But that doesn't make the mother bad.
Right. That's just
That
what
is
the
just
kid
the
thinks.
relationship
Yeah.
they were going
They were
through at
going
that
through
point
at
of
that
time.
point.
Like nobody goes to a class to become to college to become a mother. Like when you're a mother, also you're going through it the first time.
You are
like
learning
growing
it as well.
yourself.
You're also,
yeah, you are also a mother for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't blame the mother in any way seeing those messages. That's what the kid was going through. I'm sure the mother was going through something, and you can see the dad saying, you know what. Calm down, Mihir. Like everything's going to be fine. Like things are going to improve. Just hold on. I'm sure you're going to do many wonderful things, etc. And then obviously the mother has come out with all the proof about whatever was happening in school, like what was happening with Mihir in school.
Yeah, with his principal.
With his principal, like he had an issue with in GEMS where they didn't. There was some disciplinary issue that he was going through, but like
They basically
isolated him from like his peers, and they made sure that he writes his exam separately.
There was someone looking over him at all
Yeah.
times when he was writing exams. In jail also, when you are imprisoned, solitary confinement is like the worst case scenario.
This happened in school.
This
Yeah.
happened in school to a person who's not even an adult.
14 years old,
He's
15 years
14.
old. And then he
Imagine.
joined this new school and he got bullied. And bullying, I feel like in India is part of culture. Like and that culture goes through everything. Whether you're in school, whether you're in office, whether you're in college.
Family.
Even, for example, the Indian cricket team. Like seniors are allowed to bully. And yes, maybe 30 years back, 40 years back, or 20 years back when we were in school, 10, 15 years back when we were in school, obviously our mental makeup was different. We could be maybe bullied for a bit, and like
mean
I've
the
seen,
threshold
yeah,
was different?
I've seen movies where seniors are like, oh, do a dance, and for some people they're like, okay, yeah, I'll do a dance. But if somebody would have done that to me, I would have taken that very personally, because I'm not a person who would want to do that dance and be in front of like 10 seniors who wants me to do that, right? I would take that in the wrong way. It depends from person to person. Some people will happily get bullied and then they will get closer to the seniors and whatever.
But don't you think your ability to tolerate that? I mean, the tolerance level was more back then.
100%
I don't
tolerance.
know if it's tolerance. I feel like we're all speaking from our personal opinions.
Right.
We are different people. I can give it to you in writing. You ask someone else with a different mental makeup. It's not about tolerance.
The Gen Z Shihan. When I have conversations with him, see, I know how. So, I started in BMC, okay? Here.
Yeah,
My bachelor's
Shihan
started
is,
here.
Shihan is a younger brother. He's 18 years old, for context.
19
Okay.
now.
He's still 19? Wasn't he 19 like 3 years
Yeah,
ago?
Shihan is always
He doesn't
19.
grow.
Like, what?
He's turning 20 in March.
Oh my god.
So, in my college, ragging, BMC, my goodness, singing, dancing, all was understandable. After a point, I don't even remember what is happening. Just ragging was really bad. Then when I was in my final year was when my sister joined in KMA. She was doing her architecture there. So see, comparatively, for me, when she comes back home, cries and tells them, you know what, they told me this and they told me that. I'm like, that's it. Are you crying for that? Not like I asked her that. Because first she was crying and I'm like, you know what, it's okay. Maybe you want me to complain. No, don't complain. Because the moment you complain, the
It gets
teachers are going
worse.
to tell them. They're going to be aware that you complained. And then I'm going to get all the more ragged. So don't do that. Yeah, so then there is Shihan. After 10th, from ENS, he had to go to SIS. Okay? And I'm asking him, how's the new school? Yeah, whatever. It's okay. So I'm like, oh, so college first year, I'm asking him, how is it ragging? No way, what are you even talking about? Yeah, right, let me even try. It's like, it's impossible. Like, how can that even happen? that's their threshold. Like he can't even think of that scenario. How can anybody come and bully me? How is it even possible?
But that's what I'm saying. It's a different experience for different people based on their personality.
That's what.
Like for us, what is tolerable may not be tolerable
No.
for
For
someone
many
else.
others.
No, 100%. But that's the thing. I have seen, like when I was studying choice, I have seen a close friend of mine at that point of time get bullied. But that's the thing. The thought you have about bullies is these evil kids or evil
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
have no emotion, whatever. The people bullying him were his closest friends.
Yeah, that's what.
And I have seen, now I'm 31 years old. I have a
Damn.
large array of friends of different age groups. I have seen my 24-year-old, 23-year-old friends bully another friend of mine who's 21. Like incredible levels of bullying.
Yeah.
But they're friends.
Yeah.
And like, for example, when I was in school and I saw this kid getting bullied, I'm like, why don't you just stand up for yourself? Or like, I remember standing up for him one day and he looked at me and he's like, what the hell are you doing? Because for him, this is his friends. This is his friend circle. If he fights with them, then he has no life.
He's like, dude, don't ruin this for me.
Yeah. But for him, this relationship where he gets destroyed every day is okay.
That again comes from abandonment issues and all of that. No.
No, but like for him, he has normalized it because he's like, I'd rather be treated like shit every day than be alone.
Left out.
Yeah.
And I think also people try to segregate like what is harmless, what is
Ah,
harmful.
right.
Like if it's for instance, for me personally speaking, if someone told me to dance, I would still do it. But if you told me to go,
And consider it fun.
I mean, because I don't mind dancing.
Yeah.
But if someone, and this has happened where people tell vegetarians to eat chicken,
No, that. Oh.
I draw the line there,
Yeah.
right? So everybody has different ideas of what is
Yeah.
workable for them and not.
Yeah, but I saw this kid get bullied. I saw this other kid when I was 30 and he was 22 getting bullied. And I saw the 22-year-old kid finally stand up to his friends. And he said, you know what, I'm not going to hang out with you guys anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I don't care what you guys think of me. And he stopped hanging out with everyone.
Yeah, he stuck to his word.
He stuck to his word and he stopped hanging out with everyone. And everyone was like, okay, he was already weird. Now he's weirder.
Just because he stood his ground.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
But
But I'm not surprised.
But now he's so much better. Like he has actually found friends who are genuine. He knows what a loving and caring relationship is like because he stood up. But not everybody finds it easy to stand up like that.
Yeah.
For him, it took many years. My friend in school, he never stood up until he went to college and he changed his life around completely. He never stood up. And you're in a situation where your friends are bullying you or whatever, people and seniors are bullying you. You can't go to your teachers because they are not making you feel safe. Like what
Right.
would have happened in global is not one teacher would have made that kid feel safe, where she could have gone and said, "Hey, ma'am, I'm getting bullied. Like, oh, these kids are doing this to me. What do I do?"
Yeah, and you
Can
should
you
see
stop
the
them?
chats of these kids.
Yeah, apparently. So when Mihir passed away and the kids who were bullying him found out that he passed away, the chats are like absolutely disgusting.
Like
It's
what?
like, oh, they use a racial slur and they're like, oh, I can't know what. Can't
He's
believe-
actually dead or
Oh,
something.
he's
like
actually
that.
dead. Like
Yeah.
as insensitive as it gets. Like he was racially abused. He was made to lick toilets. It's crazy, and it's crazy that this kid didn't have not one person to go talk to.
Okay, so from the perspective of the kid who was bullied, okay, from his perspective, okay, he didn't have someone to talk to, right? Now, from the bully's perspective, what's going to happen? So it's
So
like,
that is now legal process. It's all.
but something's going to come out of it? Like,
I'm sure something will happen
There's an
because
investigation going
there's
on
an
about it.
investigation and everything going on. But that's what the minute something comes out, there will be.
an outrage, and then
It's
just.
not outrage. It's just like
Outrage has already happened.
outrage has happened.
Yeah.
But you're trying to build your own credibility also to defend yourself, right? So people are also trying to like discredit the mother. Some people have
Oh.
called Mihir a bully himself.
Yeah, the
So-
school has come out and said this kid has always had disciplinary issues.
Yeah.
We,
So
we
everybody's
don't
just trying to wash their hands off it.
we don't have any bullying issues in our school, which is funny because like, so the two schools accused were GEMS and Global. GEMS came out in the right way and said we are suspending the principal, like vice
Because there's
principal
an
who was in question,
investigation, yeah.
because there's an investigation going on. It's not an admission of guilt, but because there's an investigation going on, he can't be in a position of power. So we are letting him go for now. We will investigate and then see what the rightful course of action is. But Global just came out and said we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, no,
nothing.
my cousin's studying there, actually. My nephew's actually.
In Global right now.
Yeah, in Global right now. So I was at her place Yes, last night, day for yesterday, okay? So I was talking to her and I was asking her, how does it work? Like, so what are you doing? I'm so scared. So she was telling me, I'm just so scared when they go to school. I just want them to get back home safe. And then I keep asking them what's happening and what's not. So even when they tell me something, she's like, I don't even know how to respond to this. Because again, kids these days, it's not like, see, I know how differently we are treated also. For example, for me, my mom used to take decisions for me, okay? Upfront. No, you don't need that, you need this, you don't need that. Very simple, and I have to obey. I have not seen her tell that to Shihan. That's been very different because Shihan, you don't need that. I can actually decide. No, you tell me if it's good or bad. So mom can suggest. The same is what she told me. So when, for example, when the kid is coming and telling her, "Mama, this has happened," and when she says, "Really? Why is this happening?" No, no, no. They told me this and I told them back. So it's okay. It's not a big deal. So she's like, I don't know what is a big deal and I don't know when to interfere. That's the first concern she told me as a parent. She was like, even if the kids are coming and telling us this is happening. No, she
Like,
doesn't know.
what is happening?
So I think there was a fight or something in the school
Like when?
recently. So I met her day before yesterday. She's telling me last week or last week there was a fight. And
This is fight among students.
among students. So this guy, mind if he plays,
Which grade is this?
he's in
No, it's like
grade
higher grades.
6, probably 5 or 6 max, not more than that. And he plays also, I think badminton or tennis, something in football and all he plays. So there was a fight. These people always come and tell him this. So he's very lean, very lean. They always tell him this, and I've seen that the kid himself, his self-confidence is somewhere here. But she was telling me they hit him or something, and then his anger issues are next level. So he's also trying to hit back. That is difference. Now, when the complaints are going up, okay, both are at fault. So the term bully or ragging, nothing of that sort is being made. A fight sorted. Is it really being sorted? No. Now the parents go to complain. When they tell us also, okay, they call both the parents and they say, tell this khalas, dismissed. Is there anything they're doing about this?
Is there any actual change?
Is there any actual change happening? No. They're just dismissing it temporarily.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
yeah, but that change has to genuinely come from school. Like, it has to be a safe environment.
It has to be the
where-
management, yeah.
No, and also I feel like parents need to
No,
be actually.
parents also have to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
100% parents.
I feel like a lot of parents are just like, I can't be bothered with this.
Oh.
I'd
That's
go to
what-
school, I'll sort it out with the other parents, and I'm done. I
thing
don't want to
is-
be so involved in, like, because then you have to think about changing schools. That is a different process. Getting admission is now so hard in schools. Identifying a good school. Like, so many parents, even after Mihir's case, have come out and supported Global Public School. They said, we don't see any bullying in this school. Just because it doesn't happen with your child doesn't mean it doesn't
happen at all.
exist.
Yeah, right.
Just because you've not seen the Eiffel Tower doesn't mean it's not there.
I think there's also a set of parents these days, like, where they assume that if I'm sending my kid to school, that means everything is taken care
Yeah,
of.
it's
Yeah,
safe.
it's their
It's
responsibility.
like, yeah, because I have had this experience, well, not of recently, but at least a couple of years ago, where I remember we told this parent, like, I mean, again, some small issue happened between one kid and the other, and they were just like, that's your responsibility. You guys look after it. We're sending them to school for what reason? For you to teach them and grow them, right?
Yeah, they think of schools as babysitters.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also just like, we don't have time for this. You guys take care of it. I mean, that's like, this is another thing, like me and, I mean, our principal, like Rani ma'am, she was, the good thing about it is, like, our principal is my teacher as well. So she taught me in 10th, 11th and 12th. So I've known her for 16 years. So we have that bond. So we always have these serious discussions, and we were saying, like, these days, like, parents are also not available as much
Yeah.
for the kids.
You got two working parents.
Yeah.
In this economy, you need two working parents.
Definitely.
And then there are some parents who also think that the kids are always right. Like, my
Yeah.
kids cannot do
Yeah,
anything.
that is another thing.
Being
I
over supportive, yeah, that is also.
And
So-
I wish I had those parents.
Yeah,
Same
I wish I had
here.
this.
I don't know who
My
has.
parents are the exact opposite.
Dude, mine also. Even if someone else is at fault, I'm like, should be her. She should have done it. I'm like, what?
I used to choose which parent to take for which PTA.
Oh God.
If
My
it
dad would
wasn't-
never come for PTA because he owned the school.
Oh.
So mom had to come. Dad is
you
like,
had different troubles.
my,
Yeah, Joe. Your problems are
my
very
dad is like, I'm
different,
not coming for PTA. Mummy will come, she'll talk.
And she's talking to your dad in school.
No, dad would just sit in his office in the corner.
Joe. Shut up.
She would go meet all the teachers.
Okay, guys, so to have some closing thoughts, what do you think is the solution, like, according to you guys? Like, what can be done in the future so that something as sad as this Mihir's situation doesn't happen again.
I feel like definitely have more personal attention and make it a mandate in schools for teachers to actually know what's happening with their students
And empathize.
and empathize. Try to create more awareness among students themselves to like understand that everybody's not the same. It's not a cookie cutter manufacturer making people, right? Everybody like loves to differentiate on the basis of how people look, how they talk, what they're wearing, what bags they're carrying. So I feel like building awareness that people come from different backgrounds with different baggage and empathizing with them.
That's from a management perspective. From the parents,
This is management parents
Yeah,
problem.
man. You okay?
you should be some. I don't know.
I think Saliha hates management.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, I'm talking about from school.
Management wants to meet you after this.
Everything. Empathy has to be built at
Yeah.
home and in school.
Global Public School
Is
is
it
calling you after this.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
Management like to identify the difference between.
That's from the management perspective.
Yeah, teachers being available, lovely blue.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying
Okay, fine. You give
for
parents
students,
I don't
it's
know.
built
Am I a
at
parent? Shut up.
it's for students.
Practice.
It'll be built at school and at home. It's both parents and teachers. It's not just one. Like you can't pass on responsibility like that.
Yeah, it's a joint
It's
effort.
not a tag
That's
team.
what,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a-
Fair enough. Joby?
She's at everything, man. Empathy was my thing.
I also feel like from students' perspective, if you guys are watching, if any of you are watching who do get bullied in school or have uncomfortable experiences, not in terms of bullying, maybe in terms of anything, maybe you're just unhappy in life about whatever, reach out to people, either to your friends or to your family, somebody you trust.
Yeah. There's always someone ready to listen.
Yeah, there's always someone ready to listen, because once it's too late, it's too late. And like, it's better we avoid that. So yeah, just go talk to people, go talk to your friends, go talk to your parents. Just be open and seek help, and it'll be a better place for all of us.
Amen to that.
Yeah, okay.
Salia, anything you want
I
to say to
wanna
the
know
bullies?
Bullies?
Yeah.
Beware, bro. Karma's coming for you.
She's like, I will find you.
I will find
Oh,
you and
God.
beat you up.
I will find you. Get me
But
fast.
that's for the management, not for the.
No.
Dude, I'm
I
sure
really don't know how their brain works. Like,
She
you know,
comes. You.
I don't know how. What do they get out of
no,
it?
no.
Like,
See, bullying. People who bully also come from broken homes. They are also missing out on something in life. They are also human beings.
Yeah.
Like, the reason you're so bad to someone else, like, I've been to school, I've never bullied, I've never really gotten bullied, but I've seen kids who get bullied. I've seen very close friends of mine who are also bullies, and I've always thought, what are you getting out of this? Like,
Exactly what I asked
it
now.
doesn't take anything to be kind to someone, but like, you don't understand what they are going on, what is going on in their
Life. In their mind.
in their own life,
Yeah.
like in their own homes. Like, things will be really bad. Maybe their dad is beating them up, or something is the other is
For
happening.
them, it's a channel to let go of what they are suffering from.
Yeah, it's a circle. So for teachers and the management,
mm-hmm.
they need to be kinder, and like Joby said, they need to empathize, and they need to understand that these kids are a future. So you need to treat them better.
Yeah.
And for parents, it's their responsibility that their kid comes to a safe home. Like, it made a huge difference that I could always go back to a safe home, even though my mom beat me up sometimes.
For
And
good
for
reason.
students, it's important to know that it's not cool to bully. If you're a bully, you're not fucking cool. You're a loser.
Yeah.
And
Like life will teach you at
yeah,
some
life
point.
will teach you at some point of
Karma's
time.
coming for you.
Like, for the kids who bullied me here at this point of time, I don't know what sort of
Like you
ment-
have the bloods of a kid on your hand.
yeah. So like, life, like, that's the beauty of life. It's too long. So like, what you do comes back to you
Yeah.
at some point of time.
100%.
One single sentence I finished it in. But
Yeah,
okay,
but
continue.
management-wise,
Yeah, I said karma's coming for you. No, life is too long. Whatever you
Okay,
do will
okay.
come.
Talking about cyberbullying.
That Sharon should talk.
Cyberbullying.
Very,
Are we
very
talking about-
interested.
We're talking about what's happened on India's Got Latent and Ranveer Allahabadia, also known as Beer Biceps.
Oh,
So
So
guys,
he,
yeah.
you give context.
No,
Yeah,
no,
give
no, you.
context.
No.
Okay. Salia, give context.
management.
I just read that one particular sentence.
Management
like,
wants
why-
you to give context.
Why would the guy say this? Why would
See,
the guy tell
India's
this?
Got Latent show by Samay Rana. I don't have many views about whether I don't have views whether the show is good or not. Like, it's not my type of comedy. Like, I don't find it funny, most of it. Some of it is funny. Samir Raina is a comedic genius to create a show like this, because I'm a creator. I know that to create something like this and to bring this many people together, it takes
Takes a
some
lot of
effort.
efforts.
Some effort. And I know Samir personally, so I know that whatever effort he and his team has taken, it's great. And it has done wonderfully well. It has made a lot of money, a lot of eyeballs has been, like, a lot of attention it has got. But now suddenly it has got the wrong kind of attention. Apparently because Beer Biceps, who I feel so bad for, because there's not a single creator in India who has invariably sucked up to the, the forces of power in this country, which is whatever political party is ruling this country at this
He's the
point of
most
time.
right wing there
he's,
is.
he's the, like, if you had a playbook about how to create content in the most straightforward, correct way, this is the guy. I mean, maybe the guy in his free time is watching porn 24 hours a day. I don't know what. Like, I don't know him personally. But as a creator, he did everything right.
The image he portrays is what.
Like, he's the cleanest creator in probably India. And then for this to happen to him,
One sentence and
he basically went on the show and he said, the question he asked one of the contestants is,
would you
want
want to watch your parents
Would
No,
you rather watch your parents have sex for the
Sex,
next 10 years, or would you
join once,
and end it?
join in once and end it
Yeah.
forever?
Yeah.
And she got whatever response, and he came out after the backlash saying that I'm very sorry, comedy is not my forte, I'm really sorry. And in some ways I agree at the backlash, in the sense that obviously he has a lot of important people who come on his podcast.
The platform.
The platform that he has,
The image that he has.
the image that he has built, and the
number of people he influences.
the number of people, like, he influences a lot of people, right? So
social responsibility, right?
he has social responsibility because of the image he has built,
Right.
Yeah.
and the kind of guests who come on his show.
Okay.
And that is his, like, because of that backlash is there. For example, if Samir Raina said the same thing, nobody would bat an eyelid, because that is his comedy. Like, he
Okay.
built an audience based
Like,
on.
he's known for dark humor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because this man always said, I'm clean, I'm the nicest, I'm the cleanest. Okay, then you are receiving the backlash. But the
Extent of
the sheer intensity of which he's getting is, like, genuinely funny. Like, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, you should probably have something better to do, because, like, first of all, why are you watching India's Got Latent, or why are you guys discussing India's Got Latent? It's just purely for entertainment, people. And India's Got Latent is not something you can watch just like that. It is
You're a
because it is adult comedy. Adult comedy as in, like, whatever crass jokes, a lot of swearing, whatever. You have to pay an additional fee on YouTube to be a member. YouTube has specially created this so that type of content can be watched.
You mean like other than premium membership?
Oh,
Other than
really?
premium, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to pay like a monthly fee. It's like watching on Netflix. You're
Yeah.
paying a membership, right?
A fee to a particular channel or YouTube?
To YouTube.
to
No,
YouTube.
to the
But
particular
for
channel.
Samay's channel.
Yeah, for Samay's channel.
Like Samay, for instance, if he's putting up 10 vlogs, one of these vlogs is for India's Got Latent, for instance. That particular vlog will have a membership. You can only unlock it with that
Yeah,
membership.
you can't view it otherwise. And the reason you put a membership is because YouTube will tell you that you can't monetize this content, because YouTube, how does a creator make money when ads are played on it? And ads cannot be played on content which is sexual or derogatory or whatever, right?
Right.
So YouTube is like, we cannot show our ads on this because you are creating
The
such
content is available.
such content.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they have released a new thing, which is you can pay, like, you can sell membership fees, and then we will not be paying you any money, but whoever wants to, sign in can sign in and pay you the money and watch it.
So people are paying to watch this content, and this is not the first episode.
This
This
is like
is-
the 20th episode.
Yeah.
That's been going
The
on.
man
It's
for-
been
went-
doing really well.
The man went from
incredibly
like
well.
1 million followers on Instagram to like 6 million. He was on
Yeah.
KBC with Amitabh Bachchan like 2 weeks back. Like every celebrity means every
But this is all like
everybody-
sudden recent growth.
recent growth.
In like what 1 week, 2 weeks?
No,
Maybe
no,
last
no.
3
It's
months.
been
Last 3-4 months.
yeah.
3 months, max 3 months.
Like, and he's not a small creator. Before that,
Before
also,
that
he
also
was
he was
big.
big.
He was big.
He
Okay.
was
wa-
known for his chess streaming.
Yeah, he has won Comic Stan season 2.
Yeah, and his humor brand has always been dark. It's
Right,
not a
okay.
new thing that he started for India's Got Latent. Nothing. Everybody who subscribes to Samir Raina knows his humor.
Okay, but I think that is again that particular person. Samir there is.
Yeah.
Okay, not
So
this
now
guy.
the thing is, the question is, when someone calls you to this sort of a format, India's Got Latent, you are catering to that audience. So you also modify the way you talk. Ranveer Alabadia is not the first guest on that. Every other guest also has sort of tweaked the way they talk to suit the
But maybe
format.
his was very extreme. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's still
Bro, the
But they
question,
know
the question which Beer Biceps asked, if I knew that question, I would 100% asked. I don't think it. See, because it is him, okay, we can judge him. But technically, who are we to judge?
Right.
Like the what we are trying to say is, who are the politicians to judge this guy? Okay, he created a podcast. Okay, all of you went on that podcast. All of you said things about like whatever spirituality and whatever they all talk about. But if he is on a platform where they have a certain way of that show going, they speak in a certain way, then he is allowed to say whatever he wants. And if he says something and he has also come out and apologized because of the backlash he has received, this chief minister is saying, you know what, there is freedom of speech in this country, but when you encroach on other people's freedom, then it is a problem. There's
That's
two,
after the apology, you mean?
after the apology. There are
Oh.
two FIRs, one in Mumbai, one in Guwahati.
Guwahati.
There is the cops have gone to Beer
The-
Biceps' house. They have also gone to Habitat where the show
is short.
is shot, and then there are like people are burning flyers of Samay and Beer Biceps saying
For
that
all this, they have
Like,
time. Huh?
imagine the
This is so-
joblessness
yeah.
for you to make this the priority of your life for the like last 72 or 24, 48 hours.
dude, yeah, there are MPs and MLAs who have like thousands of cases against them for killing, murder, rape, whatever. Nothing.
Yeah, and
no,
they
no
make
problem.
lewd comment after lewd comment.
Yeah.
Every other
In the
conference.
parliament, there was a MP or an MLA who said something like, I don't know what his name is. He said something about this other MLA, like he's a pimp terrorist or something. Okay, that is all fine. He just has to come out and apologize. Here, they want these two people to be jailed.
Yeah.
For the comment?
Yeah, they want them to be jailed, and they want Habitat, which is the venue where they. And I know that guy also, the guy who owns Balraj. They want to make sure that there's never any event which happens in this place ever. And there are 10 people burning flyers of their faces, and there's like hundreds of media right in front of Habitat.
Oh,
Like,
so
there's nothing more important happening in
jobless.
this country. Yeah?
So jobless.
Yeah, exactly. I remember reading this comment somewhere that India has achieved safety for women, no poverty, we're a 5 trillion economy. So now we're doing our side quests.
Oh, great.
Bro, yeah, I still remember 10 years back, no, when we were in school, this is when I was writing my 12th boards, 3 MLAs were caught in the parliament watching porn.
Yeah, I remember this.
One was the Women's Right Commission minister. One minister showed it to the Women's Right Commissioner. They had to resign. That is all the backlash they for watching porn in the parliament. This is like India's like heritage, history, whatever the fuck. And these two guys who are just
but
making.
That's the fear that this position holds, no? Like, I mean, obviously it's not right what they did, none of it. But it's also like people have a fear to counter those kind of things because of their position that they hold. That is also there. Right?
Or is it more
As in,
easy
as
to
in, like-
trash
No, as in,
someone
like-
who's...
What do you mean?
It's
like,
it's more easier to
question.
backlash and like content creators and all of that rather than like
Going through a politician?
like doing it to a
100%,
politician, right?
100%. They are easy targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
They are
They're easy
absolutely-
targets because they're vulnerable every day.
Exactly,
You're
that's what.
putting yourself up on the internet. You're opening yourself up to backlash. There is no content creator over here who has never received any backlash.
Yeah.
You put up any video, you will be offending one segment of society.
And like this guy, it's funny that he gets like. I don't know why he does. Like Samay, obviously he says a lot of things. It could piss off a lot of people. It doesn't. Whatever. Good for him. Beer Biceps gets hate for no reason. Like it was like people are waiting for him to fail.
Yeah.
Because dude, he's honest. He's the most politically correct human being. There's no human being as politically correct. It's not possible. That is his persona on camera.
Yeah.
Despite that, he gets hate constantly. I can't watch this. I can't do this. I can't. Like what sort of content is he putting up?
And you know,
That's
I
right.
tell
People are-
you, like, it is incredible that this man is getting so much hate for what he's asked. I can give it to you in writing. That's not the first time I've heard that question.
Yeah.
I have heard this in a group of friends when we are sitting. I've heard friends of mine ask the same question.
And
Like, I am telling you for sure, there are people who are commenting for his downfall, for him to be cancelled, who do worse.
Yeah.
Can I
That is
ask you
the-
something? So,
Yeah.
this guy apologized, right? Now, if he had not, do you think it's still going to be the same or it's going to be even
Still not-
worse?
Still not warranted. If I was in his place, I wouldn't even apologize. I'm like, what have I said? Which
I think
is
if he had
wrong?
stood up and like fought for this, it would have been worse for him. If he had
100%.
Don't you think so?
He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have to cozy up to all the politicians in the country and they all have
You
to
have
come
to.
on your podcast, you have to have some sort of rapport with them. It is you do a favor for me, I do a favor for you. That is the. But he's at such a high level. Like he got an award from Narendra Modi.
Yeah.
Like 6 months back, and power is power, right? Like for example, we have had Hanuman Kind on this podcast, right? Hanuman Kind, while he was reaching a certain level, has said, what, you should stand up to authority and you should, screw people who encroach on your freedom of speech and rights and whatever. And I think he was not a very fond person of the BJP, but when he became Hanuman Kind, who the whole world knows, and when Narendra Modi is invited you to sing at his event in New York, you don't say no to that. You go hug him and say, thank you, sir, for
Exactly.
inviting me. That is power.
That's influence, yeah, definitely.
So that is exactly what Ranveer Ahluwalia was also doing.
I am telling you, this is only happening because of the joblessness in this country. Priorities are not set right. You're talking about a country where even roads are not fucking
Roads,
straight.
People
air
love-
quality.
Education, which is a fundamental right, is not accessible. Food is not accessible. Clean toilets are not accessible. And you want to talk about
Yeah.
one comment made on a show.
Air quality not accessible. Manipur people are burning women. No issues.
2 months, no one has spoken about
Yeah.
that Manipur issue.
Ranveer, if you're watching, I feel so bad for you, man. I hope you like. But that's the thing with these content creators; they'll come out of it. The position that they've reached, it's not by luck.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
people like these idiots on the street or whatever on Reddit, or people haters, they think
Privileged.
it fell on their lap. No, they work their asses off to reach there.
Yeah.
They will come out of it, because that is another thing. The Indian common man, especially the ones on the internet, like, yeah, I'm sure they will come out of this in no time. Yes, they will come out of it in no time,
You know,
because
and-
they should come out of it in no time.
And I'm telling you, people who are commenting for his downfall are people who are jealous of where
That's-
he's
it's
reached,
jealousy.
doing
It's
things
pure
he likes
jealousy.
doing. And there are also, he's getting a lot of support also. People are saying, I don't watch his content. I don't agree with the kind of content.
Nobody-
but he's not wrong in what
Yeah,
he's
but
done.
nobody fully supports him. Nobody says I love his content, and I still don't think everybody's like, I don't watch his content.
Diplomacy, no?
But I think he's right, bro. The guy has like fucking 5 million followers on 2 Instagram accounts each, and he has like 1 crore people on 2-3
He's the biggest
YouTube.
podcast right now in the country.
Yeah, and you're like, you don't.
Really?
Everybody watches him. Everybody just, I don't know, saying, yeah, we don't enjoy his content, but he's right. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You don't have to like a person's content. That's okay. But
People just want to be part of the thing. They want to
Yeah.
like some say
no,
some.
I think it's fair. You can say you don't like his content, but at least acknowledging the fact that the backlash he's receiving is not warranted
that is
is
good.
good.
The jealousy is right, bro. Like he recently had Rio Ferdinand on his podcast. I saw it and I got jealous. I'm like, motherfucker, I wish he was talking to me. But like, I don't want to pull him down. Like, I know
Yeah.
how hard he must have worked to
Yeah.
like reach that place, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the thing. I think the perception is that content, it's jealousy because you are doing what you love and it comes across. That is such a rarity. Finding someone who loves their work day in and day out is so rare.
And it's
So
a
you're
blessing
jealous about
also,
that.
yeah.
It's a
Because,
blessing. It's a
what-
privilege.
What should be inspiration is becoming jealousy.
Exactly.
yeah.
And two, it's just so easy to pull someone down when they're
Especially
at their
when
peak.
there are, see, again, this entire content creation of the influencer thing is literally new, right? So I think the accessibility to those people,
Not just,
Also-
I think it's just like people love pulling someone down. They like seeing downfall. That is the most
but again, the
endearing thing
scenario
for
would have been
people.
different if it's a politician, no, babe?
Then you won't
Politician,
do
nothing
anything.
would have
That's
happened.
what.
Nothing would
That's
have
what.
happened.
You won't do
That's the
anything.
accessibility, that's what.
You have politicians comment on women getting raped. Yeah, it's warranted because of what they're wearing. Why are they roaming around?
Yeah. Nothing happens to them.
Nothing happens.
Like, because if for anything to happen to them, there has to be 1,000 jobless people who are behind it. They'll have to file a case, whatever proceedings that.
No, you have to go through the system to attack
Yeah,
the system.
yeah.
No.
Here, dude, the system, you will never end with the system. They own everything, so you can never go through. If you want to go through the system, you will be you will give 30 years of your life to say what.
It's honestly ridiculous.
dude,
Like,
imagine sitting in the parliament. You're in the fucking parliament and you're talking about India has got latent. It's crazy.
not just that, I don't understand. Like, genuine basic human rights are missing in this country. Right to life means right to clean air. I have to pay to go to a better place so I can breathe properly. The AQI of most cities where you can actually earn sufficient money to survive in this country is like, say, Delhi, a Bombay, a Bangalore. You look at the AQI,
It's pathetic.
it's pathetic. Brian Johnson was like right to
Brian
get up.
Johnson.
He was right to get up and leave that
Yeah, 100%.
podcast. People are making fun of him that, oh, Gora has come and now he's acting so prim and proper.
I don't know,
Bro,
illiteracy or what do you call this?
I kid you not. In 2016, when I was just getting done with Xavier's, I remember going from Kunur back to Bombay and landing, and I genuinely had a cough and throat pain the minute I landed because of how bad the pollution was back then. It's become 10 times worse now. Like, you know, people make fun of me for saying I moved back from Bombay to Cochin. A part of the problem was the construction, was the pollution. And I say this very openly, but people think it's so stupid of me to have done that.
The ones who, again, the same thing now.
No,
When you go through it, it would be that stupid for you.
It's not just that. The problem is also people are like, the only way for you to make money is to be in cities like Bombay. But that comes at the cost of you living a good standard of life. The opportunities I had in Bombay are not the opportunities I have here. I
Obviously,
can
yeah.
acknowledge that blindly. But if I have the opportunity to not be there, and I'm privileged enough to like be able to do that, I will 100% not be in Bombay.
So what's this guy, what's the like what's happening now?
Nothing.
Just the backlash going on.
No.
Yeah, this will last
This
for
will
1
take- yeah,
week
this will
max.
take-
Last in 1 week, then they'll come back 1 month
Yeah.
later and act.
Not even 1 month. It won't take that much time. He's anyway apologized. He would have taken 1 month if he hadn't apologized. He's apologized. People have understood. He's acknowledged it so much.
I'm sure he's also a very powerful person. Like he's not like
I mean, yeah, you've
he's
built
not
these,
running around on the street.
you've
He's-
built these contacts and everything
yeah.
over all these years.
I mean, he's also studied in Dhirubhai Ambani.
Ambani,
His
yeah.
classmates are a certain set
yeah,
of
yeah.
people.
His dad was like a doctor and like he's big. So
His
it's
mom's
not like-
also a doctor.
Yeah, so it's not like anything will happen.
Nothing will happen. And
But
and
the
the fun.
sheer like idiot.
So much time these people have. I don't understand.
I don't know what the word is. Idiotism. Yeah, the sheer idiotism.
Idiocy? No.
Idiot. Yeah.
I think that's, I don't know,
Idiocy. Yeah, but like
idioticness.
Idiocracy? No.
Not idiocracy.
and I think it's important to talk about this. Like you guys might be wondering why does it matter? There's just YouTuber who said something on the show. There's a backlash. Why does it matter? Why do we have to care about it? Because the next day it could be you or someone you know. Like there should be genuine freedom of speech in this country, and people are allowed to say what they want, and you don't have to get hurt by it. It's okay.
A little bit of consideration goes a long way. My
Yeah,
goodness.
genuinely.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that freedom of speech comes with a set of responsibility, especially when you have such power and influence. But you can't screw up your priorities. Like, if you're losing sleep over someone saying that one
Yeah,
question.
but it's not losing sleep, right? This is just it's a distraction from the actual.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're losing sleep over someone making such a small comment. You should be having an uproar over other things that's happening in this country.
Focus on the bigger picture.
Focus on, like, literally your priorities are so lost if this is the biggest thing for you to talk about on a dinner table.
Do something better in life.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching.
That's the worst thank you ever.
I'm just
Pretty emotional. Thank you.
this was-
I'm so annoyed with this whole beer biceps thing. It's not even funny. Like, this is the dumbest thing people have made an issue
Your,
of.
Irritating,
your
no?
mic is not anywhere close to you.
I thought we're done.
Oh, we're
I'm
done?
just talking to you guys.
Okay. Varun, don't cut this out. So what will the management do?
Just the fuck up and mind your own business.
That's what the management is doing.